Hi guys, and welcome back to another video of Gaming with Powers. I'm Jake, and today we're going to continue our series of looking at the Marvel United Multiverse Kickstarter campaign and the updates that they have so far. So today we're going to be looking at update 26 through 30. So let's go ahead and jump right in and see what we got. Alright guys, so update number 26, Truly Inhuman. We have hit the 910,000 mark, unlocking Chamber. In the last update, we also talked about the War of the Kings optional expansion with the Inhumans here. And let's see what we got. So 950k looking at Maximus. I have never heard of Maximus before. So he's a member of the Inhuman royal family, okay? But he's not content with being just a brilliant scientist. He wants ultimate power, but throne occupied by his older brother, Black Bolt. Okay, Black Bolt is his older brother. Okay. That's pretty cool. He was subject to the Terrigen Mist while still in his mother's womb, resulting in increased intelligence and mental control. Because of his quest for the throne, Maximus alienates nearly all Inhumans, including those he considers his biggest foes, Black Bolt and his sister-in-law / cousin Medusa. Maximus would stage coups to ascend the throne, only to be defeated each time by his more noble siblings and other heroes. All right, so we got some affiliates to the Inhumans here. So Maximus is a villain with a chip on his shoulder and powerful psionic powers. To execute his schemes of ascension to power, he manipulates the heroes, compromising their teamwork. Whenever he bams, heroes in locations close to him must reveal a random card from their hand, being forced to perform tasks depending on the symbols on their card. Running away from Maximus, adding civilians or thugs to their location, accelerating the master plan, or even attacking each other. That's pretty cool. There's his model right there. Dude, I like that gun. That's a nice looking gun. I like his trench coat too. I've always wanted a trench coat. To aid him in his plans for domination, Maximus has allied himself with the League of Evil Inhumans, a group of criminal henchmen that will make the heroes' lives even harder. Timberius adds civilians to his location and uses them to slow down heroes. Aereo moves heroes to the opposite side of the play area. Nebulo is as hard to attack as you would expect a shadow to be. Stellar is an expert fighter. Leonidas requires extra agility in order to be engaged in battle. And Falcona commands the thugs to attack heroes over multiple locations. Okay, I have never heard of any of these people, but okay, that looks like that is it. So that is updates number 26, Truly Inhuman. Okay guys, looking at update number 27, I am the captain of my soul. So we have been successful in hitting the 950k mark, unlocking Maximus. The next stretch goal at 980k is Captain Britain, Betsy Braddock. I've heard of Captain Britain before, but I don't know if this was the Betsy Braddock version or is a British mutant telepath with her twin brother Brian became the original captain, while her twin brother Brian became the original captain. Okay, so that's where it was. So that's who I heard of the original Captain Britain. I was like, I don't think he was a girl. So this, I've some multiverse. So by serving Strike Side Division, she became a secret agent. She acted as an ally to her brother in several conflicts, eventually adopting the mantle. All right. Let's see what we got for Captain Britain. As Captain Britain, Betsy Braddock is a master telepathic fighter, attuned to her enemies and ready to do her part for Excalibur. She's able to perform a free attack whenever the master plan drawn contains a BAM. That's pretty cool. Symbol. She's also a very powerful psionic combatant, able to neutralize villains or henchmen so they are unable to use their BAM effects. That's pretty cool. Way to neutralize them. There's her model right there. Shield, swords. Pretty cool model. I mean, all these models are great. All right, let's look. The Starlight Sword demands great acts of heroism, but this equipment also rewards its wielder for them, granting an extra attack or heroic action whenever Captain Britain performs 2 of those during her turn. So what is this? Permanent. If you performed at least 2 heroic or 2 fight during your turn, at the end of your turn, you may perform an extra action of the same type. Man. So she can either clear a lot of threats really quickly, civilians, or do a lot of damage. So that is her equipment, again, the Starlight Sword. And that is all we have for update number 27. I am the captain of my soul. All right, guys, looking at update number 28, choose your gear. So we are successful in hitting the 980k mark, unlocking the Captain Britain, the Betsy Braddock version. And looking like at 1000k or $1 million, we will unlock generic equipment. Ooh, that's interesting. So if we reach 1 million, we will unlock for all backers a set of 8 generic equipment cards. Not all heroes have specific pieces of equipment specially tied to them. However, we didn't want those heroes to feel left out when playing together with heroes who do have their own associated equipment cards. To resolve this, the design team has created 4 generic pieces of equipment that any hero who does not already have in their own equipment cards can use. With 2 copies of each of these equipment cards, players can assign to each hero the equipment that best suits both their theme and mechanics. Body armor gives heroes additional resilience. The communication device allows for extra heroic action if the hero is alone. Calling in an airlift from a Quinjet gives the heroes additional mobility. And finally, a makeshift weapon such as a torn up parking meter can be used to quickly dispatch a thug. That's pretty cool. I'm glad they put in a generic equipment deck in case they didn't get to that. So what does it say? Body armor, ignore 1 damage you would take. Simple airlift. On your turn, you get a free move action. Communication device, if there are no heroes in your location, you get a heroic action. And then makeshift weapon, defeat 1 thug in your location, then turn face down. Okay, so again, I mean, they're not superbly great. But, I mean, they're generic. Just give you an extra advantage or an extra action. But that's cool. I'm glad CMON threw in some generic equipment for people that don't have equipment. Okay, guys. So that is update number 28, Choose Your Gear. All right, looking at update number 29, the Heroes of the Core Box. So this looks like this is just going to be a breakdown of the heroes in the core box. So let's go ahead and run through this real quick. So Captain Carter. Captain Carter's leadership inspires her teammates to persevere through any adversity, giving them wild tokens and recovering their hands of cards. So kind of like Captain America. She is also very resourceful in the field, scrounging for action tokens in any kind needed at that moment. Coupled with her Super Soldier Serum enhanced ability, she is trained to use her shield as a ranged weapon, being able to bounce it back again and again. Let's just look at some of these cards here. So Inspiring Leadership, give 1 wild token from the pool to another hero, then they draw 1 card. That's pretty good. Give a move, heroic, or punch from the pool to another hero, probably. Punch an adjacent location, recharge your Captain Carter equipment at the end of your turn. That's pretty good. All right. Captain Carter's shield equipment allows her to use it as either to attack an adjacent location or to protect the heroes in their location. So punch an adjacent location or use on a villain turn to ignore 1 damage dealt to any hero in your location, then turn this face down. Okay, that's a good solid equipment card. There's her model there, and that is Captain Carter. Let's move on to Ironheart, aka Riri Williams. If you don't know who that guy is, she was in the new Black Panther Wakandan movie. So Riri Williams is a tech genius, able to make the best use of anything she has on hand. She may use heroic actions to perform any action she wants, or gain additional heroic action tokens. Heroic tokens. Her Ironheart suit gives her great mobility and firepower, being able to use any action token to deal out powerful attacks at range. She also has the aid of Natalie, the AI in her suit, which can distribute move and attack tokens among heroes. So Tech Genius, this turn you may treat heroic as wild, man, or gain 1 heroic token. You may discard 1 action token to double punch against a single, probably villain or threat, or villain or monster in your adjacent location. All right, it's not bad. There is the Riri Williams model. Let's look at Spider-Man 2099, Mr. Miguel O'Hara. Donning his original suit, Spider-Man 2099 has a starting hand card that gives him the use of the spinnerets on his arms, ensuring he always has a move at his disposal, even when the previous hero card in the storyline offers him none. That's actually very good. More times than not, if the cards do not line up how you want them to, and you get your double wild early in the game, more than not, people are going to spend their double wild, and then you run out of move cards, and when you're trying to take down the villains, you don't have any moves sometimes. His accelerated vision allows him to look into the master plan card, then he can deal with his enemies either using the powerful attacks of his talons and fangs, or he can tangle them in webs, canceling their next BAM effect. Let's see what this is. Attach a stun token to a villain or henchman in your location. Next villain turn, their BAM is canceled, and the token is discarded. Double punch in a move. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if there are no symbols at the bottom of the hero cards in the storyline, perform one free move, and it's a wild. Okay. There is his mini right there. All right, Shuri Black Panther. I'm sure we all familiar with her. Imbued with the powers of the Black Panther, Shuri couples her physical prowess with her sharp mind to become an amazing hero. She's still a lab genius, giving other heroes wild tokens and fully healing them when needed. She's also a gifted strategist, being able to look into the next 2 cards of the Master Plan deck and rearrange them in any way she wants. The shielding in her Black Panther suit allows her to either draw cards or recharge her light or hard light shield equipment. All right. So let's see, Black Panther Shuri, shielding, draw 1 card or treat the heroic token as a wild or recharge your hard light shield equipment at the end of your turn. Give 1 wild token from the pool to another hero, then probably allow them to drop until they have 3 cards in their hand. It's a move, reveal the top 2 cards of the Master Plan deck. You may put 1 at the bottom of the deck or reveal them or put them back in any order. It's pretty good cards. The Hard Light Shield Shuri is equipped with allows her to protect any hero around her. She is also equipped with the Spear of Bashenga, which can be used to freely defeat thugs in any locations around her. Defeat 1 thug in a you or an adjacent location, prevent 1 damage. Standard equipment. There's her model right there. Okay, Loki. Loki may be a suspicious hero, but when he sets his mind to it, he can be a formidable one. With a deck filled with wild actions, he is very resourceful. When Loki uses his shape-shifting powers, he can redirect damage to him to another hero or henchman. As the god of mischief, he's able to trick the villain, overriding their movement and choosing where they go. He can use his scepter to perform heroic actions or recharge his equipment. I saw Dice Tower play next villain turn when the Master Plan card is revealed. You decide which location the villain moves, ignoring the movement instructions on the card. That's good. Scepter, heroic action or recharge your equipment at the end of the turn. I like all the wilds. Loki's Scepter is a useful reminder of the dubious ways allowing him to make powerful range attacks by adding thugs to the game. So Scepter, use on your turn, add 2 thugs in any location and perform double punch in any other location, then turn this face down. And that's a pretty good card. And there is his model right there. All right, Mighty Thor, Dr. Jane Foster. When Jane Foster wields Mjolnir, she gains all the power of Thor. She can redirect energy around her, protecting all heroes in her location from harm. By accessing the Bifrost Bridge, she can move anywhere, bringing other heroes with her. Finally, she can use Mjolnir to completely crush an enemy. That's a triple punch. Whew. All heroes in her location cannot take any damage until the beginning of her next turn. That's a pretty good card. By using the Mjolnir equipment card, equipment card, Mighty Thor is able to draw the Mjolnir cards in her deck at moments of need. This can be recharged simply by playing a hero card with no special effect. So Mjolnir can easily be recalled to her aid. Use on your draw card step. Instead of drawing the top card of your deck, search for a Mjolnir card and draw it, shuffle the deck, and turn this card face down. Wow, that's a pretty powerful card right there. So you can like judge when you want to bring out and do big damage. There's her model right there. All right, guys. This is update number 25, taking a look at all the heroes in the core box. I'm sure you might have watched tons. They got tons of video out right now of the core box and how they play. Okay, guys, moving on to update number 30. These colors don't run. So we have hit 1 million. Congratulations, guys, and CMON. Unlocking the generic equipment. The next stretch goal at 1.04K is Iron Patriot. Oh man, Norman Osborn version. Yep, I know him. He's taken over as the Iron Patriot persona. When Norman Osborn took over S.H.I.E.L.D. and assumed the role of Iron Patriot, many were fooled by his propaganda, but forming the Cabal of supervillains quickly showed the heroes they were in for some trouble. Fighting Iron Patriot is really fighting the Cabal, with Iron Patriot as the main villain and a star-studded roster of henchmen composed of Namor, Doctor Doom, Taskmaster, Emma Frost, and Loki. Each of these bring varied threats to the heroes, while Iron Patriot flies around positioning thugs, endangering civilians, and attacking heroes with a long-range barrage of armaments. Members of the Cabal may gain crisis tokens due to Master Plan cards, overflows, or the various threat effects. Heroes will need to keep this in check, as they will lose if any member of the Cabal ever accumulates 5 tokens. Interesting. There's his model there. I wonder if... let me see. The rest of the Cabal... Yeah. So you got Namor, Taskmaster, Emma Frost, Doctor Doom, Loki. All right, facing such a threat. Oh, that was his model right there. I don't know if I said that. Facing such a group of threats is no easy task, but more than that, the stretch goal offers the possibility of placing different members in charge of the Cabal. Each of the threat cards is double-sided, with the back showing a villain version of the character. This can be placed on the villain dashboard, making Iron Patriot one of the henchmen and promoting that henchman to be the main villain of the game. Of course, having the game pieces of these characters from the previous Marvel United campaigns will help properly represent them on the board. This means the Cabal can be fought in 6 different ways, depending on which member you choose to act as the main villain. That's kind of cool. Maybe I kind of wish they just made this an expansion like the Sinister Six, where you could fight all the Cabal at one time. But then again, they kind of had something like, they already have something like this with the Galactus pledge and kind of how he works. And then the Wrecking Crew as well, they have that. So I don't know if, you know, I mean, I like how they did this. That's a pretty cool way to do it. But I don't know if it kind of would have been cooler to just have this as an expansion. But to have it as a stretch goal, I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. It's free. But put in the comments. Let me know what you think. Would you rather have this as an expansion or as a stretch goal of like it is? But that is update number 30, guys. These colors don't run. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. I'm going to keep bringing you more updates, and we can keep rolling through all this stuff. We got a lot more. I think they're on update number 57 now, so we're going to keep cranking them out. As always, guys, y'all have a great one. Bye.